Deep breaths, people. Deep breaths, because it's Monday. It's Monday, and most of us Walking Dead fans need a little bit of therapy right now. So, deep breaths. 10 deep breaths, if you can. I can't get past 3 because I made a mistake this morning and watched The Walking Dead on Amazon Prime because I don't have cable. And I was supposed to get a podcast in, basically talking about myself as an artist and how I started and why you should buy my shit and whatever. But yeah, The Walking Dead has completely thrown me off. I had to stop, take a breath, and get back into it. Best episode, hands down, probably. And man, I'm going for a stretch here, and I'm going to say, because my favorite episode was the way season 2 closed. Probably the last 2 episodes of season 2. It just doesn't get better than that. But last night, man, God, that was hard. Or this morning, I should say. Man, I had to put notes down so I know what to talk about here. First, we'll start off with the bang. It started off with Daryl shooting a rocket launcher at a bunch of biker gang. And, yeah, they should have all been blown to shit. Everybody. Sasha, Abraham, Daryl, the fucking truck. Yeah, nobody shoots a rocket launcher like that close. And not just take out the gang and not everybody else. Intense, man. Real intense. Sasha's, all her hair is still there. You know, a couple of blown eardrums, but it's all good, man. Hey, you know, it's The Walking Dead. It's Hollywood. It's make believe, man. You know, if you want to get real, shit, there should be a lot more people gagging throughout the show, just from the smell of dead people around. Rick, we gotta go. There's too many of them. I got him. None of that is happening in The Walking Dead. Everybody's good. Everybody's good to go. Then they cut to the walkthrough, man. These guys are covered in walker guts on sheets. Going through a stroll down the street through a herd of zombies, man. You just knew it was coming. You knew somebody was going to fuck it up. That little kid, man. Listen, parents, there is a time and a place to help build your kid's confidence in his decision making. Walking through a herd of zombies down the street while plan A just got fucked, and now you got to come up with plan B. And the kid's like, no, Mom, I can make it. Shut the fuck up with the bullshit on that one. Let me tell you, that is not the time to be like, all right, man. All right, kid. You know, I'm going to trust you on this. No, man, there are no second chances, people. That kid sneezes, it's over. He trips, draws attention, it's over. Instead, what happened? Carol got in his head way back in the beginning of the season. And now all that shit is getting real. And then he sees a little boy who's already dead. And it just becomes way too real for that kid, man. And he snaps and loses his shit in the middle of the fucking street. And it's over, people. Over. They bit into his head like an apple. Oh, that was hard. His mom's watching. She's freaking out. Bam, they got her too. Rick, I don't know why he was so attached to her. I don't even think he got any of that. But I'm just saying. Rick seeing it happen. Having flashbacks of all the little moments that he caught of her. Poor thing, man. She was pretty. I'm not into blondes too often, but she was pretty. Yeah. She got whacked. The kid, her son loses his shit, blows Carl's eye out. That was pretty cool. I was wondering if they were even going to do that. I was hoping they would. Just didn't know how they were going to bring it about because, you know, the show does things differently than the comic book. But, yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. Michonne speared him through the chest. Why she waited so long? As soon as that kid pulled the gun, it should have been done. It's all because of you. You should have. Nope. She waited about 3 seconds too long. But then, you know, who knows? He probably would have shot Rick. He did shoot as he was falling, mind you. So I guess even then. They shouldn't have been there in the first place, though, man. When Gabriel was like, hey, man, I'm going to take the baby to the church. You guys go ahead and execute plan B. I'll keep your baby alive, Rick. Remember Gabriel on the rock screaming for help? Not too long ago, people. Now he's brave. Now he's doing what he was meant to do, as he says. Then both of them boys, they were both shell-shocked. I would have said, yeah, take both of her kids. Yep. Because there's no room for mistakes, people. This is not a time to let your kid build his confidence. You know, get through the shit, and then when it's all said and done, you guys are all at a potluck again. You know, let him build some confidence a different way. You know, let somebody take him out back and teach him how to use a machete or some shit. Not in the middle of the fucking walkthrough. Come on. Cost everybody their lives. Cost Carl his life. I mean his eye. Rick went through another episode of Hatchet Man. Went beast on him. Michonne was in there with Carl. While Rick's outside, Michonne knows I gotta be out there with Rick. Michonne is down. That is a G. She is like, you know what? Like my brother said, my man's outside. I gotta be outside with him. Boom. Just done. Oh man, I'm revved up. I'm amped. I'm not even halfway through my cup of coffee, and I'm just like, whew, man. Is this gonna be every Monday? Am I gonna go through this every Monday? You know what? I hope so, because I love that show, and I've kind of. There was a point where I was just like, you know what, man, I'm over this. You know what I think I did? I think it's because I watch it on television. So not only do I get annoyed when they drag the story and start introducing all these nonsense characters, and then they interrupt it with bullshit commercials. It's hard to really enjoy the show. But today, man, I sat at the table, put my headphones in, ordered it on Amazon Prime, and this episode was the one I got. Man. Watching it like that, man. Headphones on and everything. I was practically there. That was intense. But yeah, they came out of it. Glenn nearly dies again. This guy's he's got like 9 lives or something. But it's a good show. I love it. They did good. Bravo to them. Shit. Anyway, let's get back to what we were supposed to talk about, which is myself as the artist, Izzy Serrano. Who am I? I got some good feedback on the last podcast for having putting one under my belt. I got some good feedback from family and friends, and I'm still not ready for video, people. I'm sorry. It's just not. I'm not in that spot yet where I feel comfortable just rambling into a camera by myself. Maybe when I have somebody with me talking about some bullshit or whatever, then yeah, we can do that. But right now, man, this is going to be straight up audio. That's just the way it's got to be. For right now, I like it like that, you know. Makes you wonder, makes you think, makes you imagine in your own head. Yeah, man, so back to me, the artist. How long have I been drawing was the answer, or was the question that I got, that I thought I should probably lead off with. I started out drawing as a kid, and I remember tracing a lot of things, man. I traced a lot, and I would do it quietly because as a kid, it was like if you didn't do your own shit, and you know, it was whack, as they would say in the day. You know, you didn't want to be it was like cheating. That's how it felt. That's how people looked at it. And you know, if I traced Garfield, or what was that? If I traced Calvin and Hobbes, you know, then the first question out of everyone's mouth was, "Oh, you drew that?" And you want to say, "Yeah," but no, you didn't. You traced it. So you can't say yes, and you don't want to come off as a cheater. But you know, I grew up. I kept drawing all through high school. Man, I drew some awesome shit in high school. You know what? I'll put up some of these pictures here so you guys can see some of the stuff that I did in high school. But I don't have a lot of it, man. And then, I got, what was it? After high school, I joined the Army. And that was pretty much it. From that point forward, even though I had some talent in the art, I didn't see it as something I could do as a living, mainly just because I didn't see anyone around me doing it. And it's kind of like when you see someone do like if you're a skateboarder, and some kid comes out and does a trick you've never seen before, that you didn't even know could be done. Right away, you start practicing it. And then within a week or two, you got it. And your friends got it too. So it's like when you see people around you doing things that are out of the realm of your normal possibility, then you see what can be done. But everyone around me was just, graduating from high school. Army kids, we graduate, we move. Some go to college, some join the Army. What was it? UPS and Ford was the big companies in the area. Some people went there. But there was nobody around me that was, saying, yeah, I'm going to art school or anything like that. I even had the Art Institute send a recruiter to my house, and I can't remember why I didn't go. I think it was because my family was about to move to New Jersey. My dad was going to be a recruiter out there in Elizabeth. And I don't know what it was, man. And it was in Miami at that. The Art Institute of Miami. My aunt and my uncle had a condo out there on Alton Road in Miami. And for whatever reason, man, I just didn't go through with it. I did not go through with it, and I don't know why. I don't think I gave it any serious thought, Damn, that recruiter did a real shitty job then, man. Ugh. Kid, you got talent. We can mold you. This was, 1995. Photoshop 1 was out, probably. But yeah, man, life didn't take me that path. That wasn't the path I took. I went with my family to New Jersey and started my freshman year at a community college. And about halfway through that semester, I was done. I was over it. And I got an A in art appreciation. No, was it art history? I got an A in art history, and everything else was just withdrawal. What was that? Withdrawal, some shit that they put something. I just stopped going, man. I was really over it. And for the first time in a long time, I was a new kid again in a place where I didn't know anyone, and everybody there seemed to know each other. It was just a different time. I wasn't in high school anymore. I had a job. I was becoming an adult, and it was a different time. Maybe 5 months in, I decided, you know what? I'm 18. I'm gonna join the Army, do 4 years, get my college money, be out by 22, and see where life goes from there. And that's what I did. So I signed up, put on boots, did 4 years. After that, I ended up in South Florida after my family moved down. Got a job in a generic pharmaceutical company doing quality control. And I did 6 years there. And I was about 26, 27, when a coworker of mine, who was this old man who just bitched and moaned about everything, all the time, miserable. I drew a picture of a coworker just to be funny. And I honestly didn't draw much, but for some reason around this time, they put me on the second shift, so there was a lot of downtime. We watched movies and I watched a lot of stand-up comedy. And then somewhere in there, I just started drawing one of my coworkers just to, just as a goof, to put it on the wall on his desk. And, when he came in the next morning, get a good laugh out of it or whatever. But it drew a crowd, man. People heard about it. People came in. Hey, let me see that picture you drew of Mike. Oh, shit, that looks just like him. And it was cool. It was fun. Then I started opening MS Paint, playing around in there. And I did this image of Barry Bonds. It was in the newspaper. I think it was when he broke the record for home runs, and it was in the paper. And in MS Paint, I just went pixel by pixel, and I just created this image. And my coworker, the old man, was sitting there next to me. He's just like, man, why are you here? Why are you working here when you can do that? You know? He was like, don't be like me. He was like, I hate this job. I have to work with a man that's half my age that doesn't know shit, but he's my boss. And I'm only here because I'm old and I need the medical. You know? He was like, you're in your 20s. You got the rest of your life. You don't have any kids. You're not married. Go do something with that. Make something of that, you know? And after spending so many years working next to him and trying to be the brighter side whenever he was in the dumps, yeah, it really hit, man. It really hit. And then before you know it, dude, I was enrolled in the Art Institute, Fort Lauderdale. And it was like going to the Professor Xavier School of the Gifted. Everybody there had mad talent all the way across the board, man. It was awesome. Fashion design people were awesome. Interior design people were awesome. I'd walk down the hallways and look at the stuff on the walls of what students had done, you know, in the past, and just really awesome stuff. One of my teachers worked on Tarzan the movie. You know, I had a great teacher I had a great teacher to start off with in one of my first drawing classes. Janet Gold, man. And she just saw my talent and just fed me difficult work, you know. And she wasn't hard about it. She was excited about it, which made me feel excited about it. And I was lucky to have her for more classes down the line. But she always challenged me, you know. We drew an egg. She put an egg on the table. It was like, okay, draw the egg. All right, what about the shadows? You know, and you put an egg on a table in the classroom with all those lights. There's like 12 shadows. But yeah, put them all down. Figure it out. And that's what it was, man. Just challenging. My drawings were like shit in the beginning. But yeah, it took about a semester or so before I was able to go from drawing literally what I saw in this most real form to being able to just kick something out of my mind, out of my imagination, with a different type of style and feel comfortable doing it. And that was that. That's how everything started out, man. I started kicking out drawings, and I would take pictures of everything I did and shoot video of myself working on stuff. And I've got years of just content, man. Video and multiple images of artwork as you see the sketch progressing. And now, here I am, 38 years old, 10 years later, doing a podcast. And I have had a hell of a time working as an artist, man. One hell of a time. Traveling, meeting interesting people, getting gigs that come with the story that you never would have thought, man. I'll give you one story just to let you know, just to give you a taste of how funny shit works sometimes. My buddy Bryant and I get a gig doing video work. They were shooting a commercial in a office or in a conference room for an equal opportunity employer convention of some sort in Orlando. And it was a 3-hour gig. We were going to make about $150. And too easy. We set up with a camera, shoot it, edit. We were going to be in and out and have it done by that day. And we get there, we do the gig, the lady's there, she sets up, and then the talent comes in. And it's not somebody I would have picked, but, you know, I didn't make that decision. This lady, she was more suitable for, like, how do you say this without, you know what, hey man, we're being real. She was suitable for porn, pretty much. You know, huge fake tits, bright blonde hair, somewhat on the ditzy side. She reminded me from the wife, Jackie Gleason's wife in The Toy. You know, that kind of person. If you're my age, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, look it up. YouTube has everything. But yeah, we set up, we shoot. She's got about a paragraph and a half that she has to say. And she doesn't quite have it. She wanted to memorize it. We were going to make her some sort of a card or something that she can just read off of. And we were going to do a couple of takes so that we blend it. It doesn't look like she's reading. We knew what we were doing. And no, I want to do it at one take. I got it. I memorized it. Hard for me to trust a person like, she's the way she sounds and looks and all that. I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, I'm totally judging this girl, by the way. And we go into it. She gets about a sentence and a half in, 2 sentences in, fucks up here and there. And little by little, man, it just unravels. She doesn't have it, but she's trying and trying and trying. So the lady who hired everyone, she leaves and leaves me and Bryant in the room while she's, we just do another take, no problem. She gets a little further along, her confidence builds up, but it's still, man, it's a paragraph and a half, and she can't quite get past that first paragraph. So Bryant goes out for a smoke. I'm in there with her. She gets a little bit more confidence and gets a little further. And I'm like, you got it. Keep it going, And then I said, you know what, honey? I'm going to leave the camera rolling. I'm going to step outside the door, talk to my friend for a second. You keep going. And if you get it, just give us a shout. So I walk out in the hallway. I look at my friend. He looks at me with his eyes open. Jesus Christ, man. We're there. We were actually coming up on the time we were supposed to leave because we only had that room for 3 hours. And it was probably 15 minutes till, man. And we don't think we're going to be able to wrap up this shoot. They're going to close that door one way or another. And then you hear, I got it. And she got it. And we were like, good, done, cut it, unplug everything. Let's get the fuck out of here. Start doing this post-production shit. We didn't even review it. We were just like, hey, if she says she got it, she got it. Let's get out. The lady who hired us was like, yeah, let's get out. Because if we stay past a certain time, it's going to cost her more money. So we wrapped it up. And my buddy Brian goes out there and does the post work. And that was the last I saw of that. That was the last I knew of it. I got my money and that was it. So fast forward about 6 months later, I get a gig drawing storyboards for a music video for a techno artist. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to throw her under the bus. But, I go to Miami. The address was the top floor in this big building all the way out there on the water, 30 floors up or something like that. The elevator had a sofa in it. And it took a long time to get to the top. And I walked in and I was like, why is there a sofa in the elevator? And when I saw how slow it goes, and I realized I was going to the 33rd floor, then I was like, yeah. I sat my ass down. I get out, and there's only 2 doors. So there's 2 apartments on the top that use this one elevator. And I open the door, or she opens the door, and it's the girl from the video. She's like, I know you. And I'm like, holy shit, it's you. First thing I do is, as we walk in, I pull my phone out. I text my buddy. I'm like, you're not going to believe where I am and who I'm talking to. And who is a techno artist. This is before auto-tune became the rage. Probably about 2 years before everything was auto-tune. Anyway, this girl is a fucking techno artist. And she's got like a whole CD and everything, man. She had a MySpace page. She was for real. They did her up. But you know what? That's what she was. She played that card. The cover of the thing looked good. Her hair was done nice. Her boobs were barely covered. Everything was about sex. And it was, that's her card. She's playing it. How she got that other gig, I don't even know. But anyway, it was pretty funny to run into that lady all over again and do her storyboards. And a couple years later, I talking shit with my friend, and we're outside just reminiscing about jobs we did. I worked with him when we worked for the Florida Panthers at one point, and I was working as a scoreboard operator, and he was working in the production room, and we're just shooting the shit, talking, and we're like, hey man, whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Oh, he asked me, whatever happened to the storyboards for that techno video that we did for that girl? I was like, you know what, man, I don't know. Let's look it up. So we pull up YouTube, type it in. I type in the song, hoping that my storyboards actually became something. I don't know why I never followed up on it, but music videos don't get made overnight. So I probably just forgot about it. And nothing. Just the songs, but no video. So then I look up the girl, and she had a small part in a B movie where she was topless girl number 2. Topless girl number 2, man. And we were just dying. We looked it up, watched the scene. They didn't even give her a line. She was just in a business suit with another woman. It was her, the blonde, and the other one was the brunette. And that was it. And the brunette got the line. She didn't get the line. And there she was, topless with the probably, excuse you, I'm recording here, dog. She comes out with just classic 80s boob job where it looks like they made it with pancake mix. Just the bottom's flat, everything. Just the worst. The worst. If I had a boob job like that and I seen what people were getting now, I'd be so mad at myself, man. Why did I wait? Why did I jump it? Why did I jump the gun and get these things in 1989? Should have waited 10 years when they perfected it. But yeah, that's the kind of story that comes out of some of the gigs I get. And as an artist, man, I'm having a blast. Last year I did monster makeup for Field of Screams, Kentucky. Come on now. Monster makeup? After I just got through talking to you for who knows how long about The Walking Dead, and I'm out there doing zombie makeups, amongst others. It's a great time. I'm enjoying the shit out of my life. And all the stuff that I do and people I meet, you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it when you really do what you love. The way musicians and being creative and being able to do that for a living, you can't top that, because there is no such thing as work. My friend asked me the other day, hey, what do you want to do tonight? What do you want to do? And I'm like, what do you mean what I want to do? I want to work. What do I want to do every day? Huh? I got a podcast I'm working on. I just discovered a new method of drawing on photo paper with markers, and I'm having a blast doing that. Dude, I could do this all day. So, yeah, I appreciate everything that comes my way with this new approach, or just with this whole career. I didn't have a career, so to speak, when I first started, or when I became, a working adult. It was just get a job and follow suit, man. Get a job, get a car, get a condo, get a girl, have some babies, and just roll around in debt, man. Let's build that debt cloud nice and big, so you're scared shitless to quit your job and do what you really want to do. And I got lucky, man. I got really lucky. Never slipped one by the goalie. No kids. 38, but I like kids. I can't see myself as a parent right now, nor could I have then, which is why I wasn't trying to have any kids. But man, if I hadn't been working with that miserable old man who I loved to death, he was like an uncle, Uncle Wilson. Love him to death, man. Miss him. Learned so much from him. He was Portuguese. He was from Brazil. He used to talk to this other guy in Portuguese all the time. He had all these funny words he used to say that were curse words in Portuguese. And after a while, we all adopted them. And then he used to come up with nicknames for everybody. It was just great. It was a good time working with him. So when he came to me, he was his heartfelt words really hit. When he was like, "Why are you working here?" And then other people started asking me the same question. And then before you know it, man, I'm in art school and I'm at work and I'm doing artwork. I'm doing homework at work during the night. And I got people coming into the office just to see what I'm working on. And that's when I started to realize, man, I gotta run with this, because not only am I having fun, but I'm actually good at it. And that was it, man. Now I'm an artist. I've got a good couple years worth of content on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and when I started thinking about doing a podcast a few months ago, my biggest concern was content. What am I going to talk about? You know, I listen to a lot of comedians. I listen to a lot of podcasts by comedians, because comedians basically, they're funny because they're telling you the truth about how they feel, or about how they see certain things in life. And if they do it well, it's great to hear and great to listen to. But I didn't see myself in that same realm of, you know, having something to talk about, or should I even try to be funny? Is it supposed to be funny, or am I just going to talk about art, you know, or am I just going to talk about whatever's on my mind? Like this morning, shit, Walking Dead was the first thing on my head because I watched it when I should have probably been prepping for this podcast. But you know, you got to try your hand at whatever outlets can help you reach people better, and help people understand why you do the things you do and why you're passionate about whatever. You know, so if it's about hair or makeup, look on YouTube and type in makeup tutorials. There's a bunch of girls out there super excited about the way they do their eyes or their nails or their eyebrows or whatever, and they're showing you how to do it. When I was doing zombie makeup for Walking Dead, before I could even figure out what to do, I had to go on YouTube and watch somebody apply airbrush makeup, or how to work an airbrush gun. Yeah, I had done it before a couple years ago, you know, maybe probably like 6 years prior. But, you know, my first day sucked because the airbrush gun didn't work. I had to do all the makeup by hand. And, you know, you learn the hard way sometimes, but, you know, you got to try your hand and do what you do best. And if you're going to do a podcast or a video like I'm doing, just talk about what you know. Stick to what you know. Be real. Be honest. And try to keep it as authentic as possible. And that's the goal for this whole podcast, is just to simply keep things authentic, share my art with people, share stories. I'm going to be putting a lot of artwork up on these podcasts that I've done in the past. Share the story with them. I don't even know if I have those storyboards for that music video, but that would be great to share too. But I've got lots of stories, man. I went through most of my art files yesterday, and I've got tons of content. So I'm really looking forward to sharing a lot of this with you guys. And I hope that as I make more of these shows, you guys listen. You guys can subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. And most importantly, because to help me get off the ground, you got to subscribe. But also, hey. Cut that out. Get in the room. Come on. Fucking up my show, man. You're fucking up my show. I know you're cute. Don't look at me like that. I know you're cute. Just see, real life. Shit happens in the middle of everything. But yeah, subscribe to my channel and comment. Please drop a comment. Tell me what you think. All those things help me in the ratings, so that eventually this podcast can become something that I do on a regular basis, and it can turn into something bigger. Because I don't know if you know this, man, but there are people making some good money doing some podcasts. And I am on the video side of podcasting. Even though you're listening to audio right now, we're going to be doing a lot more video. I'm an artist, so it's going to be a visual medium. And the market for video podcasts is nowhere near as big as the audio podcast. So my competition is not as high as, say, if I was trying to put something on YouTube or iTunes, that would be audio only. So that being said, guys, please click subscribe, please comment, please support. I really appreciate you guys listening, and we're planning on doing something Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Last week I did it on Thursday, but I'm going to go with Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Monday we're going to do discussions, basically like what we're doing right now. It might just be me, it might be me and somebody else. But Monday's going to be discussion day. Wednesday, I'm looking to do I would say about 15 to 20 minute video of a live drawing where you're going to see me do something in real time. I'll talk about what I'm doing or the subject of the drawing, the model, whoever, and we'll work it out, man. You'll see how it all comes down. And then Friday we'll do something different, figure it out, make it fun, make it interesting. But the cool part is on Friday, if you've clicked and subscribed on my YouTube channel and commented, I'm going to put your name in a raffle box. And on Friday, I'll announce the person who has subscribed to my podcast and commented, and that person will receive an autographed picture or a signed print. I'm not sure which one is going to be this week, but tomorrow I'm going to get some things printed, and I will let you know on Wednesday what the image is, and you'll see it here on the screen. I'll put it up and let you know who's going to win, or not who, but what is up for the prize in the raffle. So the only way to win this print is to comment on my video on YouTube. So if you want to comment something, or if you want to enter, please say something and just, contribute, because every little comment matters. It helps. So guys, thank you so much for your time. We're going to wrap this up. I got things to do. My coffee's cold. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it.